one thing I'll be glad to see go away, only because I'm tired of it, right? And because they didn't do anything. I didn't think, I said a long time ago that they weren't going to do anything about Hillary Clinton's emails. I said it, I called it. I'm a pessimist when it comes to people in power being held accountable for anything. I said that like 8 months ago. That's why I didn't cover the email story originally. And that's why I, I kind of begrudgingly covered it when it became an actual story, because I knew, back in my mind, I knew for a fact that they were never going to hold Hillary Clinton accountable for these emails. And then the flip side of it was like, I didn't really know at the time the substance of the emails, right? Like what was really the story, but I digress. I'll be glad when this is over. James Comey, however, he's got a real problem. James Comey has a real problem because it almost looks as though he doesn't know what the hell he's doing in terms of how to manage the FBI and to manage the relationship that the FBI has with the Justice Department as a whole and Congress and the media, right? And the fact that he even looks like he's calculating the population response and the media response. Like it feels as though James Comey is trying to play to an audience when that's the last thing that he should be doing. And it really goes both ways, right? It seems like he's trying to cater to some people to make sure that they are pacified and feel like he's adequately going after Hillary Clinton. And then at the same time, it's like he doesn't really want to go after Hillary Clinton. He's trying to walk a thin line, and he ultimately burned himself, right? So James Comey, 11 days ago, he sent a letter to Congress and Jason Chaffetz about finding new emails on Hillary, related to Hillary Clinton, related to the investigation, and they subsequently reopened the investigation, or at least that's the sentiment, that it was reopened. Last night, he sent out another letter saying that out of the emails they found, none of them were pertinent, none of them were reason for them to consider charging Hillary Clinton. So once again, the email controversy is almost laid to bed. Not really, because now you have a lot of people who are counting the number of emails, and we'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that. But I want to share a little bit of his letter here so you can see what he said. He said, I write to supplement my October 28th letter that notify you the FBI would be adding additional investigative steps with respect to former Secretary of State Clinton's use of a personal email server. Since my letter, the FBI investigative team has been working around the clock to process and review a large volume of emails from a device obtained in connection with the unregulated criminal, I can't see that word, with another unrelated criminal investigation. During that process, we reviewed all of the communications that were to or from Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. Based on our review, we have not changed our conclusion that we expressed in July with respect to Secretary Clinton, and signed James Comey. So basically, that's it. Of course, you know the details. They found emails related to Hillary Clinton on the device of Anthony Weiner. They were already investigating Anthony Weiner for crimes related to a minor, emailing or sending lewd text messages to a 15-year-old. So there's a huge investigation around that. He could potentially face years in prison. Anthony Weiner is the spouse of Huma Abedin, who is the close personal assistant to Hillary Clinton. And this is the connection. And so after reviewing all of the emails, they said that they are going to stick with what they decided in July, which is there's no reason to charge Hillary Clinton. So I really don't care about whether it's done, right? It's done. But what is amazing is that he inserted himself into the election 11 days before, and then inserted himself into the election again 2 days before, making this election ultimately became about him. So the question is really asked, like, at what point should he have, or could he have, inserted himself into the election with regard to Hillary Clinton's investigations? And what if there was something there and he waited until after she was elected president? That would have driven, they would have cried they would have cried bloody murder and holy hell because they would have said that she was that Comey was helping Hillary. What's fascinating about this more than anything else is how quickly you're the darling of one side and then you become the villain of the same side, right? Like in July, he was the darling of the Democratic Party. Oh, James Comey has ruled, it's over. And he was the villain. He was in bed with Hillary Clinton, rhetorically speaking, figuratively speaking. He was complicit. He was under pressure from, everyone on the right was like, he's under pressure from Loretta Lynch. And then here he comes 11 days before the election. And now everything's flipped. The Democrats swear he was being pushed by Russians. And then all of a sudden he became a hero to the right. And now, once again, it's flipped again. And the left is like, or the Democrats are like, oh, he's all right. We don't really like him, but he's okay. And Republicans are like, I told you that James Comey was in bed with Hillary Clinton. Whatever. It's part of the job, I guess. But I'm just curious to know, did he not have any assistants who could sit there and say, hey, this is how this is going to play out? And more importantly, not even remotely related to how it's going to play out in public. What they should have done was like, this is how it's going to play out. We have, let's say, 650,000 emails. We can process them. Let's process them and then say something, right? If we know we can go through 650,000 emails in a short order, then let's wait until Director Comey. Why don't we wait until after we process it instead of before we process it, so that when we make a statement, we only have to make one statement? Was there nobody on his staff who could advise him to do that? And of course, there's a lot of speculations as to whether or not Comey was under pressure from people on his staff who are in the FBI in general, who are never Hillary, who are anti-Hillary, who are part of the institutions that just don't want Hillary Clinton. Right, because there are quite a few speculations and pieces that have been written about people in the Justice Department, people in the security apparatus in the United States who just do not want Hillary Clinton. In fact, some even speculate that it was the NSA who leaked these emails for Hillary Clinton to WikiLeaks, on John Pedersen to WikiLeaks. Right, there are all sorts of weird speculations to suggest that the people who are running the institutions, particularly the security apparatus, do not want Hillary Clinton, and particularly the FBI. James Comey was facing a possible coup, and I'm saying that in the most figurative sense possible. Figurative, yeah, there you go. Sense possible, not an actual coup. But whatever the case, was there no one with the sense to tell Comey to let's search these emails first and then say something? Or if we search them and they're no big deal, then don't say anything. Just update Congress and let it go. Sure, Congress would not have announced it like Jason Chaffetz did before. Case reopened, right? All dramatic. Anyway. All right, so there's a second side to this that I'm almost loath to even discuss, right? But I'm going to discuss it. Here's the second side to this. It's the inevitable. I'm sorry, I don't want to, because I think some of my audience may actually believe this. But whatever, I got to go for it. It's the inevitable conspiracy theories that come up. The conspiracy theories that cause people to ignore pretty simple reality. And the prevailing conspiracy theory that has come up around this is on your screen now. These are basically Republican talking points at this point. This is beyond conspiracy theory. This is some guy named Bernard Carrick. Okay, Bernard Carrick. He said there were 691,200 seconds in 8 days. The FBI Director Comey received 650,000 emails in 8 days. An email per second? Americans aren't that stupid. Dum dum bum. Yeah. So basically saying there are too many emails for them to go through in 8 days, meaning that if they had to go through each email, they would take an email per second. And there's no possible way that James Comey could go through 650,000 emails. So clearly they're missing the point that, obviously there's, they could have had 100 people go on this easily. Boom. Let's call up 100 people. Let's do this before the election. So if they had to go through a whole bunch of emails manually, which they didn't, then they could have the manpower to actually do it. But they're missing the most obvious reason that they were able to do this. This was not the same as the 60,000 emails that Hillary Clinton and her team were complete assholes and printed them out double-sided and delivered in filing boxes, boxes of printed emails, which required them to retype every single email into the system, subsequently taking an entire year, if not more, for them to go over 60,000 emails. These were 650,000 emails on a machine, already digitized, right? Which means you can quickly use a search algorithm to go through all 650,000 emails in probably less than 1 second. But I'm guessing their program was probably far more robust than Google, looking for so many more significant, a long list of terms, right? But still, no matter how complex the algorithm is, it doesn't take a computer even a second to go through hundreds of thousands of documents. So please do not. I'm sorry, I'm talking through my teeth because I can't believe how quickly people will devolve into conspiracy theory, into ignoring the obvious truth. Do you expect them to go manually through 650,000 emails? Even more important, do you honestly think it's more efficient for people to manually go through a system compared to 650,000 emails compared to a computer going through 650,000 emails? It's not. It's far more accurate for a computer to do it and bring up out of the 650,000, let's say there's 10,000 emails that are questionable, and then you have a team of 25 agents go through those 10,000 emails. Now do the math on 10,000, but I don't know, they could have gone through 650,000 and got no dings. Or not only are they searching for key terms and metadata, they're looking for duplicates. Do you know how easy it is to write an algorithm? Okay, maybe you don't know how easy it is to write the algorithm looking for duplicates, but there are algorithms out there that will quickly do. Hell, Microsoft Excel can tell you if there are duplicate statements in fields. Oh God! So I really hope that no one in my audience has fallen into that trap. If you did, no harm, no foul. It gets the best of us, right? Hey, we love you, but come on back. Come on back to this side. Come on back to the side of sanity. There is technology that can help you go through 650,000 emails in short order. Now, whether or not you believe Comey is being held hostage emotionally or career-wise by Hillary Clinton, I'll let you argue that. But don't argue about don't argue about the quickness with which they can go through digitized anything. Please don't.